वक्रतुण्डमहाकायं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। पूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करं। नमोऽस्तु रामाय देव्यै च नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रय ममान्निले करतले सर्वांगे हरिचंदन गोपनम. So today is what is called as Shri Jayanti or Krishna Jayanti according to Pancharatra Agamas. So Shri Vaishnavas celebrate Krishnashtami today. They call it Shri Jayanti. So therefore, pranama to Krishna, and then we proceed into the sarga that we have to see in Ramayana. We saw the 32nd sarga the previous session. Now we will be seeing the 33rd and his daughters. Kushanabha is the grandfather of and then he had 100 daughters. That's not yet revealed. It will be revealed later. But Kushanabha had Kusha had 4 sons, of which Kushanabha is second one, and Kushanabha had 100 daughters and very beautiful daughters. They were born to this Gandharvi. So her name was Ghritachi. They were born to Ghritachi, and very beautiful girls, 100 of them. And one day when they go to the park, I'm just summarizing the previous sarga, when they go to the park, then Vayu comes and desires them, but they say no. We have a father and he takes care of these decisions. You should go and ask him. We are not independent. We don't take such decisions on our behalf for ourselves. So please go and talk to him. But Vayu sees that as disrespect to him, because he didn't have the best of opinions, best of what should I say, intentions in his mind. He just wanted some kind of a temporary relationship. But these people are dharmika stris, those girls. So they said, no, if you want to marry us, then he said, I will get married to me, etc. So that if you're really serious about it, go and talk to our father. It didn't happen, and he kinds of punishes them for those words. And they come and report to father. They come and stand in front of their father now. So they all become hunchbacked and small, etc. So now Kushanabha asked them what happened. Now the answer is going to come in this. We already know. They are going to report to Kushanabha what has happened. So it's a very important story. Like I told you, it has great impact on Rama, and it's very explicit. Even from today's teaching, we will see that when in the face of difficulty, still you have to hold on to dharma, and also pitruvakya paripalanam. So even if it causes you great personal inconvenience, still you hold on to father's respect. So even later we will see, even in Sita Kalyanam, Rama does Dhanur because Vishwamitra says, look at that bow, Rama, it's very nice. So Rama also has a look. He doesn't know when he looks at the bow that if he breaks the bow, or if he if he strings the bow, that he will get married to Sita. Those things he didn't know. It didn't matter to him. But after that, when they tell him, they say, he says, you have to inform my father. If my father agrees, then I will get married. Then Janaka also will do accordingly. He sends messengers to Dasharatha, etc. So this is a story that has almost, directly it applies to Rama's case later, as we will see. So later, as in the wedding part in Balakanda itself, and inconvenience due to keeping up father's respect, etc., that we see in Ayodhya. Atha trayastrimshah sargah tasya tadvacanam shrutva kushanabhasya dhimataha shirobhishcharanau sprishtva kanyashatam abhashata. So tasya kushanabhasya tadvacanam shrutva, that is what did Kushanabha say, is that why are you so you are wanting to tell something but you are crying and not telling it, please tell me. Kushanabha says that. So having heard those words, tadvacanam shrutva kushanabhasya dhimataha, dhiman, that intelligent Kushanabha's words, these Kanya Shatam, the 100, a group of 100 girls, they heard, and what did they do? Shirobhish charanau sprishtva. So charanau sprishtva, the two legs of Kushanabha, they touched. But how did they touch? Shirobhihi, by their heads, they touched Kushanabha's feet. That is, they did pranama to him, one by one, all of them, and then they started speaking. So Kanya Shatam Abhashata, they said the following words, that 100 daughters together, they said the following words. वायु सर्वात्मको राजन् प्रदर्शयितुमिच्छति अशुभं मार्गमास्थाय धर्मं प्रत्यवेक्षते. So Vayu, this Vayu, who Sarvatmakaha, we have seen two ways. One is that he, as Prana Shakti, he Sarvatmaka, that is the air that we inhale and exhale, that is Vayu only. As Prana Shakti, so Prana is one, but also by functions it is divided into 5. We know these things, Prana, Apana, etc. So that Prana is Vayu. So that Vayu is Sarvatmaka because he is the breath that we inhale and exhale. Or Sarvatmaka also means that he is around us also. So in that way he is Sarvatmaka both. So Antar Bahishya Tat Sarvam Yapya Narayana Sthitaha we have in Narayana Suktam. So Antaha Bahihi also Vayu is there. Inside us also he is coming in and going out, and around us also Vayu is there. So therefore he is Sarvavyapi in that sense also. So he is there everywhere. That Vayu. Hey Rajan, so that's way of talking. So they are addressing their father, maybe they are in an assembly, so they address like that. Today also we see that in some Kshatriya families, at least in Andhra, so they they also call their parents like that. So, or parents call their children also, they don't call directly by name. So out of respect, they use some adjectives and talk like that. So here also they are saying, Hey Rajan, their own father, but they are addressing, Hey King. So this Vayuhu pradharshayitum ichchati. This Vayu, he wanted to what should I say, pradharsha is disrespect. So what is exactly the word that they used? Abhibhavitum ichchati. So he decided to disrespect us. He wanted to disrespect us, dishonor us. And what did he do? Ashubhagam. How did he want to discuss? By adopting Shubham Margam. Shubham Margam is Arika Marga. He took recourse to the Dharmika Marga and he disrespected us. So he already so Dharmika Marga and Dharmam Pratyavekshate. We told him that what you are doing is wrong. You go and talk to our father, and such things we told him, but he didn't listen to it. Na Dharmam Pratyavekshate. Dharmam, what is Dharma? We told him, but na Pratyavekshate. He didn't care for it. That's the meaning. He didn't look into it. That's the literal meaning. What it means is he didn't care for it. What this means is when by force he has caused us this deformation. That's what they are trying to say. पितृमत्यस्म भद्रन्ते स्वच्छन्देन वयं स्थिताः पितरं नो वृणीष्वत्वं यदि नो दास्यते तव. So they are directly, so what they spoke to Vayu, that they are telling, but they are telling in direct speech, as though they are talking to Vayu only, but they are reporting it that way. Like I told you, Valmiki style is everything is direct speech. So there is no indirect speech. They are talking to their father, but it looks as though they are addressing Vayu, but Vayu is nowhere around anymore, but they are just recounting what has happened. Pitramatyasma. So hey Vayo Bhadram te, may good happen to you. So we are Pitrumatyaha. Pitrumatyaha means Pituradhina. So we are under the control of our father. That is, we give him that, we hold him in that high regard. So we do whatever he instructs us, we do. So Pitrumatyasma. Pitrumatyaha means we have a father. That's the meaning literally. But what it means is we have a father. What it means is we are under his control. So we accept whatever he decides for us. Pitrumatyasma Bhadrante Swachhande na vayam sthitaha. So we are, so Swachhande na sthitaha. Vayam means we, Swachhande na sthitaha. That is, we don't so na sthitaha is, so literally means that we don't stand independence or in the guiding who our husbands are going to be. We are and Swachhandena Sthitaha. So in what Vishaya we are, we don't an independent opinion on that. Whatever our father decides, we will do. So therefore, if you really want us, so Vrinish wise, go and choose. So Vrinish wise, choose talk to us, go and choose instead to talk to my father. Pitaram, Naha Pitaram is our father, Vrinishwa. So go and talk to him, go and approach him and talk to him. Tvam Pitaram Vrinishwa, Naha Pitaram Vrinishwa. And Yadino Dasyate Tava. That is, if he, Yadi, if Naha dasyate, tava dasyate. If he decides to give us to you, then we will become your wives. So if he does not decide that way, then okay. But if he decides, then we will. That's the only way you can get us. That's the meaning. They told Vayu like that. Then what happened? Tena papanubandhena vachanam na pratichhata evam bruvantya sarvasma vayunabhihata bhrisham. So now they are coming back to talking directly to their father. So we spoke like that, but then what did he do? Tena papanubandhena. So by that Vayu, Tena means by him, by that Vayu, what kind of, so how was he? Papanubandhena. Papanubandhena is, so his chitta was tied to Papa, or he was filled with so much Papa, that is so evil thoughts he had in his mind, such person. Vachanam na pratichhata. Vachanam na pratichhata is one who did not listen to our words, one who did not care to kind of follow what we tried to say. By that Vayu, evam bruvantya sarvaha Vayuna Bhrisham Abhihata. So evam so that Vayuna Bhrisham Abhihata. So we have been, Bhrisham means so a lot. Bhrisham Abhihata means we have been punished like this in this heavy manner by Vayu. Vayuna Bhrisham Abhihata. What kind of Vayu? So we have seen Papanubandhena Vachanam na pratichhata, such kind of Vayu. By him we have been done like this. And then who? All of us. Evam bruvantya sarvasma sarvaha. So we who have spoken like that to Vayu. So evam bruvantyaha. Evam means the way that they spoke before. Evam bruvantyaha sarvaha vayuna bhrisham abhihatasma. So that means we were done like this. So great harm that Vayu caused us for speaking like this. So that's the meaning. तासां तु वचनं श्रुत्वा राजा परमधार्मिकः प्रत्युवाच महातेजाः कन्याशतमनुत्तमम्. तासां तु वचनं श्रुत्वा, तासां कन्यानां वचनं श्रुत्वा, having heard those words of those daughters, Raja Paramadharmikaha, that Paramadharmika Raja, Pratyuvacha, he spoke in reply, Mahatejaha, so that Raja with great tejas. So Kanyashatam Anuttamam, Anuttamam Kanyashatam Pratyuvacha. So this Kanyashatam is coming here. Once again, this comes, I think, or maybe it already came. Anuttamam. So it's Anuttamam means, so they are, see, never heard of such kind of, what should I say, Dharmika Nishtha. All of them together, all 100 people chose that we will not kind of surrender to Vayu, we will all follow our father's word. So together they had that resolve. So that is something Anuttama, something unheard of. So therefore that Anuttamam Visheshanam is being given to them. So they are so such great people that so we have never seen such kind of people. That's the meaning. Kanyashatam Anuttamam Pratyuvacha. He spoke the following words to the daughters. What did he say? Kshantam Kshamavattam Putryaha Kartavyam Sumahatkritam Aikamatyam Upagamya Kulam Chavekshitam Mama. So, hey Putryaha, hey daughters, so Kshantam Kshamavattam Kartavyam Sumahatkritam. So Kshantam is Kshanti, so forbearance, so is something Kshamavattam Kartavyam. So Kshamavattam Kartavyam Kshantam. So like Kavehi Kriti Kavyam. So that which is to be done by people who have forbearance. So what is it that people who have forbearance should do? They should have forbearance. So Kshamavattam yat Kshantam Kartavyam. Kshamavattam yat Kartavyam Kshantam. That which these Kshamavan people should be doing. What is that which Kshamavan people should be doing? It is Kshama. So that has been very nicely done by you. So Sumahat Kritam. So it has been Kritam done by you. And how is it done by you? Sumahat. So it has been very nicely done by you. That is, you people have shown great forbearance. That's the meaning. So what the English word for Kshanti, I don't know. So forbearance, or maybe a better word could be there. So that Kshanti is so in Viveka Chudamani, etc. it's defined. So Sahanam Sarvadukhanam. So titiksha, what we call as titiksha, sahanam sarvadukhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam sa titiksha nigadyate. So all dukhas that come to us, so sahanam, you have to put up with it. Apratikara purvakam, you should not have a kind of, sense of revenge against them. So these people also didn't have any vengeance against Vayu. So Vayu did that to us. So they came back and reported to their father. So apratikara purvakam. So even Kushanabha does not hold it up against Vayu, etc. So apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam. So it should not trouble you. So that chinta and that kind of complaint you should not have. So they also didn't complain. They were feeling bad and they came in front of their father and their father asked him. Anyway, so Chinta Vilaparahitam Sa Titiksha Nigadyate. That is the Titiksha or Kshanti. Kshanti means actually putting up with. So he's going to maybe no. So he's so putting up with what is even unpleasant. So actually Kshanti means putting up with both pleasant and unpleasant. You should not be perturbed by the situations that happen in life. He is going to praise Kshanti as we move forward. So this Kshamavattam yat kartavyam kshantam tat sumahat kritam. So these Kshamavan people, what should be, so what is done by these Kshamavan people, such Kshanti has been very nicely done by you. And then Aikamatyam upagamya kulam chavekshitam mama. So how it has been done by you, Aikamatyam upagamya. You people have come together, so have shown oneness in your resolve. All 100 of you have very nicely come together in your thought, and all 100 of you together have resolved like that. Aikamatyam upagamya, having taken recourse to that oneness of thought, kulam cha avekshitam mama. So even my lineage or my respect has been kind of well kept by you. Avekshitam is you have kept that in mind also. So my honor also you have kept in mind. So that is you have seen my honor also. That is you have kept up my honor also. So then he is doing the prashamsa of Kshanti in the next 2.5 verses. So alankaro hi narinam kshamatu purushasyava dushkaram tachavai kshantam tridasheshu visheshatah yadrishiva kshama putryaha sarvasam avisheshatah क्षमा दानम क्षमा सत्यम क्षमा यज्ञाश्च पुत्रिकाः क्षमा यशः क्षमा धर्मः क्षमायाम विष्ठितम जगत. So alankaro hi narinam, this kshama, what is there? Kshama is so forbearance. So kind of upeksha is I don't know how to translate kshama into English. Maybe if there's a better word you can tell me. That is to put up with whatever problems you have, and good and bad, with both you put up in life. So that is alankar. Narinam alankara. It is something that is like a ornament to women. And then he's telling purushasyava. So why just three? So why just only women? Even for men it is a very big alankara. It's a very big ornament that people should have. So alankaro hi nadinam kshamatu purushasyava. Kshama is an alankara to women, and why just women? Even for men it is a very big alankara. Dushkaran tachavai kshantam. So the kshanti is even very difficult also to have. So so dushkaram kshantam tatcha tat kshantam dushkarancha. So why means definitely very hard to what should I say, very hard to have it implemented in life is very difficult. Dushkaran tachavai kshantam. That kshanti is very difficult to what should I say, very difficult to have in life. And then tridasheshu visheshatah. This tridasheshu visheshatah is explained in two ways. Tilakakara explains it in one way, and Shiromani Kara explains it in different way. I like Shiromani Kara's explanation, but I will tell you both. So tridasheshu visheshatah. So you see what these 100 kanyas did is, so when Vayu, Tridasha means Devata, so Vayu is one of the Devatas. So you people were very beautiful, and who has come and asked you for that, that companionship? Vayu, who's a Devata, he has come and asked you, and to have such beauty and to display this restraint against Devata, who's also very beautiful by himself. So you have shown restraint against a devata. So that is very difficult. So among to show restraint towards devatas, that is even especially more difficult. So tridasheshu visheshatah. Tridasheshu visheshatah. So displaying restraint even towards devatas even more difficult. That is Tilakakara's explanation. Shiromani Kara says tridasheshu visheshatah. This kshanti amongst human beings, maybe it's easy, but devatas cannot have kshanti very easily. So he's saying for devatas kshanti is difficult. That is Shiromani Kara's explanation. And what Tilakakara is telling is, towards devatas it is difficult for humans to have restraint. So why am I saying the explanation of Shiromani Kara is nice? Is because you people must be knowing popular story in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So all devata, manushyas and asuras, all three have Prajapati as their father. They go to him and ask for teaching, teach us. So he says to all three of them, he just says da. So da, that one letter, da, alpaprana da. And then he says, okay, have you understood? They say, yeah, we have understood. Then he asks the devatas, so what did you understand? So then they understand, they say, we have understood that you told us to have this kshanti, damyata, have control over your senses. And Manushya say, you told us to be charitable, datta. And to asuras, they say, so asuras say, you told us to have compassion, dayadvam. So damyata, datta, dayadvam, each of them understand like that. So there, so why did Prajapati say da, and how is it that devatas understood that Prajapati is asking them to have restraint? Because so you tell someone, you please have this only when they don't have it already. So that damana, that indriya nigraha, is not there for devatas. You know, it's not very easily there. It's exceptionally there amongst devatas. So therefore devatas don't have that restraint naturally, therefore it's difficult for them to have also that kind of. So I like that meaning of Shiromanikara. So tridasheshu visheshataha, when you are saying, so it is difficult for devatas or to have restraint. So human beings, maybe it's easier. For devatas it's difficult to have restraint, because they have. So why is it difficult for them? Because they have such exceptional bodies which, you know, which are capable of enjoying a higher degree or an unending degree of physical comforts that humans or other animals etc. don't have. So our body is that, so it gets tired even by enjoying more. So how much, so for example, how much can you eat? So you want to eat something, your jaw will start aching after some time if you have to chew so much. But their body is not like that. Their body is capable of enjoying unlimited kind of bhoga. So unlimited means relatively unlimited kind of bhoga. Therefore it's difficult to have restraint for them. So therefore for devatas it is especially difficult to have restraint. That is what Kushanabha is saying. So anyway you explain it. Dushkaram tachavai kshantam, that restraint or forbearance is difficult, and tridasheshu visheshataha, for devatas it is even more difficult, or towards devatas to have restraint is also difficult, because they are very attractive and it's very appealing to kind of surrender to them, etc., or whatever. And then Yadrishi vah Kshama Putriyaha, saying something.
So this Tridasheshu, how is this become related to Devatas? Like maybe I missed that word.
So Tridasheshu means actually in Devatas. In Devatas, Kshanti is difficult. So in that way, actually Tridasheshu only means in Devatas. So in Devatas, it is difficult means you can explain it both ways. So towards Devatas, Kshanti is difficult. Fine. So Devata, you make the karma.
Tridashaha means Deva, actually, is it? That was the question.
Tridasha means Devatas. It's easier to say actually that the Shiromanikara's explanation is more kind of prima facie more relevant, and Tilakakara's.
My question was about the word itself. The Tridashaha.
Yeah, I understood your question. Tridasha means Devatas. So Tridasha Dhyaksha means Indra. So Adhyaksha of Tridashas. So Trivishtapa, etc. they say. So Trivishtapa is the, so based on that they, so some people, I don't want to take names, they have written books and said that the Trivishtapa is Tibet, and that is where Devatas were. No, that's the center of civilization, etc. Some people have written books like that. It makes no sense anthropologically, but they said so. Trivishtapa is Devatas, and that is Tibet right now, and from there civilization has originated, and etc. Anyway, so Tridashas means Devatas. So Tridasheshu Visheshataha, Shiromanikara's explanation is even more very directly easier to understand. Tilakakara is making Tridasheshu, he is making Devatas as the karma there. So anyway, so Tridasheshu Visheshataha. Yadrishi vah Kshama Putriyaha, he Putriyaha. So the kind of Kshama that you people had. So Vaha Kshama, Yadrishi Vaha Kshama. Vaha means your, so your in the plural. Your the kind of Kshama that you had, Sarva can do noble measure, Abhiseshataha, without any kind of difference of opinion amongst those 100 people, Sarvasam, amongst all of them, this Kshanti was there. So Govinda Raja is very nicely saying what is difficult, and then having Kshanti towards Devatas is even more difficult, and then having Kshanti towards Devatas and all of them in equal measure without any difference of opinion, that is even more difficult. So that kind of very heavy Kshanti these 100 daughters of Kushanabha had. Yadrishi Vaha Kshama, he Putriyaha, he daughters. So Yadrishi Vaha Kshama, the kind of kshama that you people have, sarvasam, which is equal in all measures, it is equal between you, it is not different of different gradations between you. That kind of kshanti is dushkaram. So you have to go back and bring in dushkaram there. So that is dushkaram. So dushkaram, kshanti itself is dushkaram. Towards devatas it is even more dushkaram. And towards devatas having shanti, a group of people having shanti towards devatas in equal measure without any difference in gradations or difference of opinions, most difficult thing. And you people will have had that. And then he's doing a prashamsa of kshanti, kshama danam, kshama satya, hey putrikaha, hey daughters, kshama. So kshama is the danam, the greatest danam, etc. What it means is what phalam you get by doing danam, that phalam you get by having shanti. So kshama danam, kshama satyam, what phalam you get by doing satyavak paripalanam, by always speaking the truth, that phalam you get by just following kshama, just by having kshama. Kshama yajñascha, so by doing great yajñas, what phalam you get, that phalam you get by having kshama. So he putrikaha, kshama yashaha, so what, so following kshama is a great yes. By having yashas, what's the phalam? You get fame in this world. That fame you get by just putting up with the situations in life. Kshama dharmaha, so dharma phalam, what is there by dharmanushtanam, the phalam that you get, that phalam you get by having kshama. And kshamayam vishtitam jagat, so in kshama this world is, so kshama is the adhisthana for this world, that's the meaning. So just before I explain that phrase, so kshama yashaha, kshama dharmaha, you know, whenever this visarga comes before ksha, you don't do a sandhi and you give a pause. So you don't say kshama yashah, kshama, you don't say like that, give a break. Kshama yashaha, kshama dharmaha, kshamayam vishtitam jagat. Whereas, you know, in the previous line, kshama danam, kshama satyam, kshama yajñascha putrikaha, you can go on like that, but you have to give a pause because of those rules, you know, that visarga and ksha is there. Kshama, even in Vedas when these come, so if you see standard books printed with, let's say, Rudram or something, if there is a visarga and then there's a ksha after that, they'll put one comma after visarga. That means that you have to give a pause there. Kshama yashaha, kshama dharmaha, kshamayam vishtitam jagat. So this jagat is kind of, so kshama is the adhishthanam for this jagat. So how do you understand that? So I'm borrowing from Maharaj Sri Akhandananda Saraswati's explanation about kshama, which he gives in Ashtavakra Gita's second shloka, you know, Mukti Michhati Chet Tata Vishayan Vishavatyaja Kshamarjava Daya Satyam, so Piyush Shavad Bhaja. There is a shloka, second shloka like that. So there he explained kshama. Kshama is praised even by Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, you know. So amanitvam, adambhitvam, no. So kshanti, rarjavam, etc. It comes there. So kshanti is the same as kshama. So it is, so kshama is the lakshanam of Brahman. Even Saguna Brahma has that lakshanam. Even Nirguna Brahma has that lakshanam. Kshama is a lakshanam in Saguna Brahman because, you know, kshama means putting up, like I said, with all kinds of situations. So like even the rope puts up with, so rope is indifferent to any kind of adhyasa you do on it. You do an adhyasa of snake or you do adhyasa of mala or crack on the, so various kinds of possible adhyasas are discussed on a rope. So on rope you superimpose a snake or you superimpose a mala, whatever you superimpose, the rope is indifferent to it. It doesn't even touch that rope even by a small bit. So it is indifferent to that. So Parabrahman is also like that. Therefore we also should be like that. Maharaj Shri says there that if you want to be if you want to have Brahmanishtha, then you should also become like that. You should be indifferent to situations in life because Brahman is like that. So Asango Hyayam Purushaha, etc. That all comes from Kshama. See, Kshama is a sadhana, and what is the quality that is already there in Jnanis or in Brahma? Qualities is quote unquote. So that nature of Brahman becomes a sadhana for us. So Shankara says like that in second chapter. So when Sthita Prajna Lakshanas are discussed, so this is what Pujya Swamiji used to call as fake it and make it. So you know that you have to reach there, and how do you reach there? By just acting it out, by just behaving as though you already have it, and that's how you reach it. So something that Shankara also says. So this Nirguna Brahman has Kshama as his nature, and Saguna Brahman also has Kshama as his nature. This I am borrowing from Krishna Premi. There is one saint like that, at least in Tamil Nadu. He speaks on Bhagavatam and etc. things like that. So he says, so Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna arta so arta jignasur artharthi arta jignasur Jnani cha Bharatarshava, and then Udara Sarva Evaite, Jnani tu Atmaiva me matam. So he says, see, the primary bhakta for me is Jnani only. But then who people who come and stand in front of us, so people who come to my temples, these are, so Artharthi, Artha, these people only are coming. But then God does not send them away. Why? Because He has that. So He has that magnanimity. He has kshama. He says, okay, these people are coming, let them come. It's good they are coming only to me and not going somewhere else, etc. Anyway, I thought of bringing in some things. I don't know if it made any sense, but this kshama, what I try to say, kshamayam vishtitam jagat or nishtitam jagat is another patha. Kshamayam vishtitam jagat means that this kshama is the adhisthana of this jagat. And how could you understand that Vedantically? By kshama, you take Brahman as upalakshana. That's why I try to bring Nirguna Brahma here. So kshama is the indicator for Brahman. So Brahman is kshama. Okay, so upalakshanam that is called. So by that you bring Nirguna Brahman. So Nirguna Brahman is kshama because he is indifferent to any kind of adhyasa you make on him. So kshamayam nishtitam jagat. Kshama is praised here. That's the meaning. So now after he speaks all that to his daughters, he is very happy that my daughters have behaved like this in a very, very appropriate way. They have kept up my honor, and not only that, they have also put up with great difficulty. Despite that causing them great harm, they have put up with that difficulty. You know, they didn't curse him back or anything. So they put up with that difficulty. Is a very great virtue. Forbearance is a great virtue. Kshamayam vishtitam jagat, you can understand in another way also. So this is kind of my understanding. It may be wrong, but what you can, so it may be inappropriate or whatever. So you people can decide. So if this world's affairs has to go on, you know, somebody has to compromise at some stage. It never happens that we hit the right kind of what should I say, expectations and fulfillment of expectations. Somebody somewhere has to compromise. Only then the world will go. So this jagat here you can take as world's affairs also are based on kshama. So at some point, you know, transactions happen. At some point, somebody has to give up. So you give up only when you are magnanimous and you rise above the situation. So you become indifferent to the outcome of the transaction. Only then you can have kshama. Anyway, after all that, so now what happens next? So he speaks to the daughters and then he sends them. And then he's talking with his ministers next. Visrijya kanya kakutstha raja tridashavikramaha mantragno mantrayamasa pradanam sahamantribhihi deshe kale cha kartavyam sadrishe pratipadanam. So kanyaha visrijya. So visrijya, he sends them away, those daughters. He speaks to them. He appreciates them. He says, what you have done is a very great thing. It's not at all easy. I know, I understand. He says all that and then he sends them. And then he kakutstha, he Rama, that Raja Tridasha Vikramaha. So Tridasha is again, see, Tridasha means Devatas. So this Raja is Tridasha Vikramaha. He has prowess equal to Devatas. So this Raja who's Tridasha Vikramaha, what did he do? Raja is Kushanabha, and this Raja is also Mantragnaha. Mantragnaha is, so he is very good at taking decisions. That's the meaning. So Mantranam means policy making, etc. We have seen. So decision making is called mantranam. So that mantragnaha. So mantrayamasa is, so he called his ministers, etc. and he was discussing with them. Mantrayamasa. So what did he? So mantribhihi mantrayamasa. He was discussing along with his ministers. So what did he discuss about? So pradhanam. Pradhanam is, so to whom should I give these daughters in marriage to? So he has decided that these people should be married to somebody. But to whom? That is the question that he is discussing about. So Shiromanikara says, so what he is actually discussing is, so whom should we send so that they decide for us who's the appropriate. So some Brahmana you have to send, you know, as an emissary to some king. So all that also he is discussing there. So Mantribhihi Saha Mantrayamasa, along with his ministers, he is discussing. He is, what should I do? What should I say? He's coming to a, so he's consulting all his ministers. And then what is he actually thinking about? Deshe kalecha kartavyam sadrishe pratipadanam. So to give us, so this, what should I say, this pratipadanam. So the proposals, and the proposal is that I should get these people married, and but to whom? Deshe kalecha sadrishecha kartavyam. So I should give it to somebody who's appropriate to our lineage, our respect, etc. That is sadrishe, and then deshe kalecha kartavyam. So sadrishe kartavyam, deshe kartavyam, kalecha kartavyam. That's how you should take. So at an appropriate time, in an appropriate place, these people have to be married to somebody, and how, to whom, all those things he is discussing with his cabinet. Now Vishwamitra takes a detour. Now he talks about that person to whom these people are going to get married. So the detour we will see. एतस्मिन् एव काले तु चूली नाम महाद्युतिः ऊर्ध्वरेता शुभाचारो ब्राह्मं तप उपागमत्. So around the same time means so some years back, that's the meaning. Now he's talking about the father of the person to whom these 100 people are going to get married. These 100 people will be married to somebody called Brahmadatta, and Brahmadatta's father's story he's telling. So that Brahmadatta's father was a great tapasvi, and to him this Brahmadatta was born, and that Brahmadatta is ruling a particular kingdom now. So we'll get these daughters married to that Brahmadatta. That is the policy prescription there now. So but then he's introducing that story. Etasmin eva kale means around the same time. What it's so literally it means that same time when he's asking this question. But if you take that, then the story won't match. You know what it means is around the same time, some years back. Etasmin eva kale Chuli nama Mahadyutihi. One person called Chuli who has great splendor. Mahadyutihi Urdhvareta Shubhacharaha. Urdhvareta is, so what it means is he has his sexual instincts under control and something like this. Great tapasvi. Urdhvaretas literally means is so it's a particular kind of I don't know how to put it. So Urdhvaretas is somebody. So Urdhvareto Virupakshaha for Shiva also we say, who has got his sense organs under control. That's the meaning. So Retas literally means the, what should I say, the what's the English word, the whatever. Retas is that so the sperm or whatever. So Urdhvareta has, so this person has never spent away his sexual energy. That's the meaning. So he has conserved his sexual energy, which is talked about in yoga texts, etc. So it is some great form of tapas. If you have that, you have Brahmavarchas, etc. They say. So Urdhvareta Shubhacharaha, he is Urdhvareta and he is Shubhacharaha. So he is of person of very good conduct. So Brahmam Tapa Upagamat. So he did Brahmam Tapaha. Brahmam Tapaha, Tilakakara is telling. So Brahma Vishayakam Tapaha. So he did tapas. So that is he was living a contemplative life. So Parabrahma Vishayakam you can say, or Saguna Brahma Vishayakam Tapaha he was doing, you can say. Or Shiromani Kara says Brahmam Tapaha is, so Vaidika tapas he is doing. That is, he is not taking recourse to Avaidika kind of tapas. You know, in the name of tapas we hurt ourselves. So such kind of things he is not doing. So what is Avaidika has to be kind of not entertained. So in Mundakopanishad when they say, so Paravidya and Aparavidya, you know, and then Aparavidya includes Rigveda, Yajurveda, etc. he says, and then Aparavidya something different from this, the Rishi says there. So Shankara raises an objection there. He quotes Manusmriti as an objection, saying that in Manusmriti it is written that what is Veda Bahyas Smritayaha, whatever is Veda Bahyas, those things you should not entertain. And this Paravidya seems to be Veda Bahya because it is not discussed in the Vedas, etc. And then of course Shankara gives some explanation there. What it means is, so Brahmam Tapaha is Vaidikam Tapaha he did, because what is not Vaidika should not be followed, etc. So Brahmam Tapa Upagamat. So he was performing that Brahma, so that Brahma Vishayakam Tapaha or Vaidikam Tapaha. Tapasyantam Rishim Tatra Gandharvi Paryupasate Somada Nama Bhadrante Urmila Tanaya Tada. So Tapasyantam Rishim Tatra. So Tatra means there while he is performing tapas. Tapasyantam Rishim, that Rishi who was doing tapas, Gandharvi Paryupasate, a particular Gandharvi, she came and started serving him. And her name is Somada. Somada Nama Gandharvi. And she is Urmila Tanaya. So Urmila's daughter. Somada is Urmila's daughter. Tada is, so she approaches him and started serving him. See, Shiromani Kara says Tatra shows that at the place where he is doing tapas, she approached him. She didn't approach him at the place where he is sleeping, etc. It shows that Rishi had great control over his senses, etc. So she approached him while he is doing tapas at the place where he is doing tapas. So tada she approaches him and she starts serving him, and she first says, hey Bhadramte, hey Mune, may good happen to you, I have come to serve you, etc. So she is serving. We will see that story. Sachatam pranata bhutva shushrusha parayana uvasa kale dharmishtha tasyas tushto bhavat guruhu. So Sachatam pranata bhutva, so sa Gandharvi, that Somada, pranata bhutva, so having done namaskara to him, Sushrushana Parayana. So she did namaskara to him, she said Bhadramte, and then Sushrushana Parayana, she started serving him. And then so Sushrushana Parayana, that Somada who did pranama to him and who is serving him, she stayed there. So Uvasa, she stayed around the same place, she also stayed there, and she was also spending time. So Dharmishtha, she was also a very dharmic person. So Kale Tasya Tushto Bhavat Guruhu. The Guruhu is this Muni, this Chuli, this Muni. So in the appropriate time, he was very pleased by her tapas. So Kale Tushtaha. So at appropriate time, Tasyaha. So by her service, he was very happy, and then he was very happy and speaks to her. And what does he say? What does he say? सचतां कालयोगेन प्रोवाच रघुनंदन परितुष्टोस्मि भद्रन्ते किं करोमि तव प्रियं साचतां कालयोगेन. So kalayogena is now the appropriate time to reward her for her dharmika activity has come. So kalayogena is the appropriate time has come. So kalayogena is literally, it means because of time. Because of time means because of appropriate time, that is to reward her for her kind of dharmic activity. That time has come, and therefore this Muni spoke. See, the Muni is somebody who has surrendered to Ishvara, you know, he is, so Kala is Ishvara, and by Ishvara's prerana he is speaking. So this Muni is not deciding for himself or anything. So Ishvara inside him made him speak. And why did he make him speak? Why did he make him speak? Because it's the appropriate time that she be rewarded for her phalam, for her dharma, and Ishvara rewards you for dharma, and that Ishvara made this Muni speak. Sachatam kalayogena provacha Raghunandana. He Raghunandana saha munihi tam provacha, to her he spoke. And why did he speak? Kala yogena provacha, because it was the time for to reward her for her dharmic activity. And then what did the Muni say? Parituštosmi bhadramte. Hey, what is her name? Hey Somada, bhadramte, may good happen to you. Parituštosmi, I am very pleased by your service. King karomi tava priyam, what is it that you desire? Priyam is what you desire here. So king karomi, what should I do? What is it that you desire? And then paritushtam munim jnatva gandharvi madhuraswaram uvacha paramaprita vakyakovidam. So paritushtam munim jnatva, that gandharvi, that Somada, who's a gandharvi, she munim paritushtam jnatva, she understood that this Muni is really pleased by my service. So jnatva, so madhuraswaram uvacha, in a very sweet way she talks to him. What did she say? Then that Gandharvi's Paramaprita, she is also very happy that this Muni is finally rewarding me for my service. Vakyagnya, she knows how to speak, etc. And then Vakya Kovidam Munim Paritushtam Jnatva, she knew that this Muni is also Vakya Kovida, he also knows how to speak, etc. So she understood that this Muni is pleased by my service, and then she proceeds to ask for a boon. Lakshmya samudito brahmya brahmabhuto mahatapaha brahmena tapasayuktam putramichhami dharmikam. So hey Mune, you are brahmya lakshmya samuditaha. So you have this Lakshmi, Lakshmya samuditaha, is you are endowed with this wealth. But what kind of wealth? Brahmya lakshmya samuditaha. So Brahma Varchas, that's the meaning. Brahmya lakshmya is this Brahma Lakshmi you have, that is Brahma Varchas you have with you. Brahma Bhuto Mahatapaha. You are person who was endowed with great tapas, Mahatapaha. So He Mahatapaha, and Brahma Bhutaha. You are Brahma Bhutaha. Because of your tapas, you have become, so you are a Brahmagyani, that's the meaning. So you have become Brahmatma, that's the meaning. So Brahmanena tapasa yuktam putram ichhami. So because you have this power, you are yourself a Brahmagnya, and I desire to have a son like that. So Brahmanena tapasa yuktam putram, I desire ichhami, I desire a son. What kind of son? Dharmikam putram, who's a very dharmika person. And then Brahmanena tapasa yuktam, he should also have this Brahma Varchas and this Brahma Jnana, etc. that you are having. Such a son I desire. So Brahmanena tapasa yuktam dharmikam putram ichhami. Apatischasmi bhadrante bharya chasmi nakasyachit brahmenopagatayascha datumarhasi me sutam. So you might say, okay, but if you want a son, you should go and ask your husband, why are you asking me? So she's saying, I am apatihi, I am apatischasmi. So I am somebody who does not have who has never had a husband. So Shiromani Kara is saying, it shows that she's not a widow also. She has never had a husband. Apatischasmi bhadramte, may good happen to you, he Mune. Bharya chasmi nakasya chite. So so apatihi and bharya nasmi, that means the same thing. So this bharya nachasmi shows that in the future also I have no intentions of marrying somebody. So far I am apati, and then in the future also I don't want to marry anybody. Bharya chasmi nakasya chita. I am nobody's wife. I have not been anybody's wife. Even now I am nobody's wife. It means that in the future also I am not going to be anybody's wife. And then, so you have to become my wife to get my child, etc. If you say, so she's saying no. So Brahmena upagatayascha datumarhasi me sutam. So you should give me a son by So Brahmena upagatayaha. So upagatayaha me, to me who has approached you. Upagatayaha, So Brahmena Datum you should give me a son by this power that you have. So Brahmenas, by your tapasa, you should give me. So not in a physical sense, but through your tapas, you bless me with a child. That's what she's telling. तस्याः प्रसन्नो ब्रह्मर्षिर् ददौ ब्राह्ममनुत्तमं ब्रह्मदत्त इति ख्यातं मानसं चूलिनः So tasyaha prasannaha. So this munihi is prasannaha. Tasyaha prasannaha. By her words, he is very happy. He is pleased, and that brahmarshihi. So dadau tasyaha brahmanuttamam brahmadatta iti khyatam sutam dadau. So chulina sutam. So he kind of blessed her with this son called Chulinaha. This Chulina. Sorry, his name is Brahmadatta. He's Chulina. So he is Chuli. Chuli is Chulina. So this Chulina and Chuli, two names, the same name. So this Chulina Sutam, the son of this Chulina, who is Brahmadatta, that is his own son. He blessed her with that son. So Brahma Manuttamam. So person who has great Brahmavarta, so that kind of person, Brahmadatta iti khyatam. So the son is that Brahma Manuttamam. So Brahmadatta iti khyatam, he's famous by the name Brahmadatta. Why is he called Brahmadatta? Because he's been given by that Brahma Tejas. Brahma Tejas he's been given, therefore Brahmadatta. Iti khyatam Manasam Sutam. So Chulinaha of this Chuli Rishi, he is Manasam Sutam. So Manasaputra. Saraja Brahmadattastu Purim Adhyavasat Tada Kampilyam Parayalakshmya Devarajo Yathadivam Saraja, that Raja Brahmadatta, this Brahmadatta is a Kshatriya. And then the Raja Brahmadattaha Purim Adhyavasat. So he built a city and he lived there. Tada, thereafter he lived. So he didn't build it, I suppose. He lived there, Adhyavasat. So Kampilyam. So what's the name of that Puri? So Kampili is the name of the Puri. So it is built by this so Kampili. So Parayalakshmya so Brahmadattastu Purim Adhyavasat. So Parayalakshmya Adhyavasat. So he stayed and ruled over that place by Parayalakshmya. With that great Brahmavarchas he was, and he ruled over that place. How did he rule over? Devarajo Yathadivam. Like Indra ruled over Swargaloka. So like Indra ruled over Swargaloka. He also ruled over that Kampilya Nagara. Sabuddhim Kritavan Raja. Now Vishwamitra is coming back to the context, to Kushanabha. Sabuddhim Kritavan Raja Kushanabha Sudharmikaha Brahmadatta Yakakutstha Datum Kanya Shatam Tada. So somebody in the mantris would have told him this story. There is this Brahmadatta, one king. So maybe we should give your 100 daughters in marriage to him. So this Raja also decided like that. Sabuddhim Kritavan. So he Kakutstha. So that Raja Kushanabha Buddhim Kritavan. So Sudharmikaha, that Sudharmika Raja, he decided. What did he decide? Brahmadattaya Kanyashatam Datum Buddhim Kritavan. So he decided to give his 100 daughters in marriage to that Brahmadatta. So Tada means after listening to the story from somebody in the ministers would have told him that story of this Brahmadatta, and then having heard that story, Kushanabha decides that he should give his daughters in marriage to them. Tamahuya Mahateja Brahmadattam Mahipatihi Dadau Kanya Shatam Raja Supritenantaratmana Tamahuya, that Mahateja Kushanabha, what did he do? So Brahmadattam Ahuya, he invited that Brahmadatta to his kingdom, that Mahipatihi Raja Kushanabha, Kanya Shatam Dadau, that Raja gave his Kanya Shatam, his daughters, 100 daughters, he gave. He gave means in marriage, he gave their hand in marriage. Supritenantaratmana, he was also very happy. With that happy heart, he gave his 100 daughters in marriage to Brahmadatta. He invites him and then gets them married to him. Yathakramam tada panim jagraha raghunandana brahmadatto mahipalas tasam devapatir. So Yathakramam tada panim jagraha, he Raghunandana, he Rama, that Brahmadatta tada means, so when he was given in marriage, so at that time Yathakramam panim jagraha. So Yathakramam means of those 100 daughters, whoever is the first born, second born, etc., in that order, he started having pani grahana. So he started holding on to their pani. So one by one. So Yathakramam panim jagraha, he held on to their pani. Pani means hand. So that Brahmadatta Mahipalaha, Brahmadatta, so that king Brahmadatta, tasam panim jagraha. So Yathakramam tasam panim jagraha. Tasa means their hands. He started holding one by. So that panigrahana is the actual wedding in Vaidika literature. If you see, wedding means panigrahana. So that he was done. So Devapatir Yatha. So this Devapati he Devapatir Yatha. Earlier it was said also Devarajo Yatha Divam. There it was for his action. His ruling was like King Indra's ruling. Here he himself is like Indra. That's the meaning. Yatha Devapati he Saha Raja. So that Raja Brahmadatta is like Indra. Such an Indra like King Brahmadatta. So he had Panigrahana with each of those 100 daughters. And then what happens? पृष्ठमात्रे तदा पाणौ विकुब्जा विगतज्वराः युक्तं परमया लक्ष्म्या बभौ कन्याशतं तदा. So पृष्ठमात्रे तदा पाणौ पृष्ठमात्रे. So thereafter, while this Brahmadatta was holding each of their pani, and by this so he's holding a particular Kanya's pani, and then that Kanya is being rid of her whatever deformity that Vayu induced to her. So Sprishtamatre, by just the touch of Brahmadatta, Vikubja Vigata Jwaraha. So those Kanya, they became Vikubja. So Kubja is that hunched back. So they are now becoming Vikubja. That hunchback is going, and then Vigata Jwaraha. Jwara here means that anxiety that there, whatever that kind of sad state of mind that they were having, that we have been done like this, etc. That kind of anxiety is now removed. So by just the touch of Brahmadatta, each of them they are regaining their original beautiful form. So Paramaya Lakshmiya Yuktam Kanyashatam Babhav, and this so Yuktam is the Jati Ekavachana they are using, Kanyashatam, that group of 100 Kanyas. So they are endowed with Paramaya Lakshmiya Yuktam, that group of 100 daughters who are endowed with that great beauty now. So they babhav, they shone. So they shone. Tada means thereafter. So as even this Brahmadatta was holding each of their pani, they were shining with great splendor. They regained their original beauty. Sadrishtva Vayuna Muktaha Kushanabho Mahipatihi Babhuva Paramaprito Harsham Lebhe Punah Punaha. So Sadrishaha Saha Kushanabha Vayuna Muktaha Drishtva. So Vayuna Muktaha are his daughters. So those who have been Vayuna Muktaha here means those who have been discarded by Vayu. That is, those who have been disrespected by Vayu, his daughters. So he sees them, that Mahipati Kushanabha. So having seen them, that one by one they are regaining their original beauty. So Paramapritaha Babhuva. So that he became very happy. Paramapritaha Babhuva. So Harshan Lebhe Punah Punaha. Again and again. So one by one they are turning back, and then he is becoming very happy seeing each of them like that. Krutodvaham tu Rajanam Brahmadattam Mahipatim Sadaram Preshayamasa Sopadhyaya Ganam Tada. So after this wedding ceremony was over, he sent back this Raja and his daughters, he sent back to their kingdom. So he sent back Brahmadatta, that's the meaning. And how did he send back that Brahmadatta? So he is this Brahmadatta's Krutodvaha. Udvaha is Vivaha. So Krutodvaham Brahmadattam. This Brahmadatta who was married, then to that Brahmadatta Preshayamasa, he sent. How did he send? Sadaram, along with his wives. So now they are his wives, the daughters of Kushanabha are the wives of that Brahmadatta now. Sadaram, Sopadhyaya Ganam, along with Purohitas, priests, etc. So along with his wives, and those Purohitas also accompanied them, he sent back them to their kingdom. So Sadaram Preshayamasa, Sopadhyaya Ganam. Tada means after that wedding, he sent back. Immediately after the wedding, he sent back those. He sent his daughters and Brahmadatta, he sent to their place now. And then Somadapi Sutam Drishtva Putrasya Sadrishim Kriyam Yatha Nyayan Chagandharvi Snushastah Pratyanandata Sprishtva Chatah Kanya Kushanabham Prashasya Cha. Somada was there, in that kingdom. So Somadapi Sutam Drishtva. So Putrasya Sadrishim Kriyam Cha Drishtva. So the Somada sees her son, and he sees the very appropriate task done by her son, that is to get married to such beautiful wives. So Putrasya Sadrishim Kriyam. Sadrishim Kriyam is very appropriate to this activity of her son. So she saw that also. Yathanyayam Gandharvi Snushastah Pratyanandata. So Yathanyayam Gandharvi, that Snushaha is daughters-in-law. Okay, Snushaha Taha Snushaha. So Drishtva Pratyanandata, she became happy seeing even her daughter-in-law. So Yathanyayam Pratyanandata is a very appropriate activity for her also to be happy with her daughters-in-law. And it also means that So what my son did is a very nice thing he did to these 100 girls. So they were also suffering the deformity, and now he has done a good thing by ridding them of the deformity. See, Brahmadatta is by himself a very, he had Brahma Tejas, etc. That was the desire also of his mother. So he is a very kind of auspicious or tapasampanna. He is by nature, he is like that. By birth, he is like that. So he, by the touch of that great Mahatma, they lost their deformity. So sprishtva sprishtva cha tah kanyaha kushanabham prasasya cha pratyanandata. So she became happy. How did she become happy? So slowly, one by one, she is also touching them. That is, she is kind of blessing them. Sprishtva sprishtva. So sprishtva sprishtva means again and again she is blessing them, touching them. That kanyaha sprishtva sprishtva and kushanabham prasasya cha. She is also praising Kushanabha. This Kushanabha must be such a great person that his daughters have kept up his word. He raised his daughters very well. So she's praising that Kushanabha also. Kushanabham prashasya kanyaha sprishtva sprishtva snutaha snushaha. Those kanyas are now her daughters-in-law. So pratyanandata. She is happy for the turn of these events. Before we finish, so just one comment here is, see, this Somada is being happy now after coming back. After this, what should I say, this Brahmadatta, etc., they came back to the kingdom. Now she is happy. So it shows that even later in Rama's Kalyanam, we see there is a practice among Kshatriyas that women don't go to the sons. Nobody in the groom's family, no woman, so sister, sister-in-law, mother, grandmother, nobody, aunt, everybody, none of the women go to the groom's wedding. In Kshatriyas, that is the kind of rule. Even today we see, at least in Kshatriyas in Andhra, they follow it strictly. They follow this rule even today. So today I have a friend like that. So he keeps saying, so when his elder brother got married, so people wanted to go, but still the elders in the family said, no, we are not going to allow it. It is our tradition that women don't go to the wedding. So the wedding happens in the bride's place. The groom's family goes, but no woman from the groom's family will go. Only men from the groom's family will go. So they don't get to see their son's wedding, etc. So it shows that this happened like that. Even later in Sita Kalyanam also we will see something like that. So Valmiki doesn't explicitly say that, but some Mahatmas have spoken that way. So they have explained it that way. Valmiki also hints there. So Kausalya, Kaikeyi, etc., they are also happy. He speaks about them only when Sita, etc., brought back to Ayodhya. So in Ayodhya, they see them. That shows that they didn't see them during the wedding because they didn't go there, because the practice amongst Ikshvaku Kshatriyas or Kshatriyas in general, because here also we can see the practice is that they don't go. Women from the son's family, from the groom's family, don't attend the wedding, and this practice is very nicely followed. Nicely because it's a very difficult practice to have, at least in modern times, but many families still follow that kind of rule. At least in Andhra we see, so they are called Rajulu, Kshatriyas there, so they follow this rule. Okay, be that as it may, that much for this sarga. Then we will see the next sarga in the next session. Ityarshe Shrimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adi Kavye Balakande Trayastrimsha Sargaha Om Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakkanjalim Bashpavari Paripurnalochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Ramarpanamastu. That's it. If you have anything to ask.